greatest wealth is your health. Please help me welcome Director Gordon Smith.
Your greatest wealth is your health. How many of you really believe that? Do you really believe it? And if so, are your actions in your life aligned with that belief? I'm going to challenge each of you today to look at your life and look at your health in a different way. And I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to be thinking about and doing when you leave this meeting about your health. If it is priority number 1. What could be more important than your own health? If this room is a cross-section of the United States, 65% of us would be overweight or obese. 1/3 of our children would be overweight. 1/5 of them would be obese. And within the next 40 years, if the trend continues in this country, everyone, every adult will be overweight. In fact, this may be the first time, the first generation of children that will not live as long as their parents. We know the connection between obesity and heart disease. In fact, it's not a casual relationship. It's a predictor of heart disease. Research has told us that. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. 3,500 people every day in this country die of heart disease. The good news is that with simple changes in your diet and your lifestyle, you can prevent heart disease. Let me repeat that. It bears repeating. 90% of heart disease is preventable through a simple change of your diet and your lifestyle. If health is your #1 priority in your life, your health, I'm going to talk about 5 things that you can do starting today that will give you a longer life and a better quality of life. Number 1, stop smoking. If you have never smoked, don't start. Research has shown that people that smoke have a 4 times greater risk of a heart attack. Lung disease, contrary to popular opinion, is not the primary concern about smoking. That's another bad card you've dealt yourself that you'll have to deal with. But the primary concern with smoking is heart disease, stroke, heart attack. It is the effect of nicotine on the arteries that will have damage to your health. Number 2, eat less saturated fat. We know that the average person consumes 1,500 or burns or uses 1,500 to 2,200 calories a day. Your saturated fat content in consumption should be no more than 10% of that. Saturated fat is your enemy. It is not your friend. You want to restrict that amount. It comes from animals. It is meat, eggs, and cheese. It brings you the cholesterol and the plaque that will deliver that heart attack. Reduce the saturated fat that you eat. Number 2, start walking. Moderate exercise, 30 minutes a day, that's all it takes. The rest of your life, it's not something you do short term. 30 minutes will cut the risk of a heart attack in half by simply getting out and walking. If you don't, the chances of a heart attack, again, are increased. In fact, one of the cures for a heart attack, one of the things you'll be doing in the rehab center, trying to regain some of your faculties, will be to walk. You have a choice. Would you like to walk before and prevent the heart attack, or do you want to walk after the heart attack? Walking, very important. In fact, most of these modifications that I'm talking about in lifestyle and diet not only are going to prevent a heart attack or heart disease, but will prevent a host of other illnesses related to weight. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Your parents were right. They may not have known why they made you eat the vegetables, but they're very, very important to the prevention of diseases. It will lower your cholesterol. It will lower your blood pressure. It will prevent heart attack, stroke, cardiovascular disease, and many of the cancers that are out there today. Eat more fruits and vegetables. It's not hard. There's very few calories in them, and it will fill you up. And last, and most importantly, is is alcohol intake. Not saying not to drink alcohol, but I am saying to monitor the intake of alcohol. 5 to 7% of hypertension or high blood pressure is from alcohol intake. And we know that high blood pressure results in what?
Stroke.
It's a heart attack. In fact, 3/4 or 2/3 of all heart attacks and 50% of all heart attacks are caused by high blood pressure. Alcohol can contribute to that. Moderation, as the Greeks say, for everything. Now, many of you have said, well, Gordon, you've taken away all my fun here. I mean, these are all the things that I love to do. The only thing you haven't mentioned is sex. But contrary to that, actually, what I'm telling you is if you do these things and take care of yourself today, you're going to have a longer life, number one, and the quality of life is going to be better. You'll have more energy, and you'll be able to enjoy those things that you love to do your entire life. Many of us have this conception of our journey to the grave should be one to arrive at the grave safely with a nice appearance. To me, the contrary. I believe that we can do the things I said and arrive at the grave, in my view, would be to be there skidding sideways at 100 miles an hour up to the hole in the ground. Jumping out of the car, bandaged and bruised and scarred, totally spent and wasted, done. Drop dead into the hole. And before dropping dead, I would get out and say, woo, what a ride. That's the way I view life, but you can do it being healthy right up into your last breath. Remember, fellow Toastmasters, you are healthy up until the day you're not. There will be a day, hopefully not when you're standing in front of the PET scan or the CAT scan, the MRIs, and having regrets about what if I should have. You can do it now. Many of the diseases that we talked about are reversible by simple modifications of your diet and exercise. Jimmy Buffett said it best when he said, treat your body like a temple, not a tent. Fellow Toastmasters, have a healthy and happy life.